Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chamber Connections with Mandy Christensen and Megan Waller with the White House Area Chamber of Commerce. Hello, Megan. How are you?
Good. I'm here today. Fix my hair.
We missed you yesterday.
I
know. We missed you.
I know. At least the sun's shining today, and it's not snowing outside. Anybody else catch the snow?
Yeah, that was strange. I canceled school yesterday because of the snow. So.
Oh, look! I didn't know you had that much power.
I know. Yeah, it was amazing. We just shut it all down.
Well, there you go. So now it's sunny and flowers are blooming again, and it's warmer, and it's just one of those things.
That's right. Robert is ready to go out for his walk. So, and I'm sure that your little fellows at the house are ready to go out and play some too. So, Megan, us about our chamber challenges that are going on.
Yeah. So,
or do you want me to talk about it?
Go ahead and talk about the Friday one. There you go. The Fashion Frenzy.
Okay, so Fashion Frenzy is the challenge that's going on right now, and we're encouraging you guys to post a picture or tag your favorite local boutique for a chance to win a $25 gift card to your local boutique. And then on this Friday, we're going to be joined by Jana with Hummingbird Hems and Jan at Home Sweet Home and Yvonne with Honey Run Boutique, and they are going to do a virtual fashion show for us, and you'll get to see some of their new spring line and make some purchases. And we'll announce our winner then too. So make sure that you go to our Facebook page and either post a picture or tag your favorite boutique and show them some local love. All right, Megan, what have you got for us?
Okay, this might be one of my favorites because little secret, I love to dance. So what we have coming up right after this, you'll see it posted on our Facebook, is Get Up and Dance Challenge. So what you're going to do is post a video in the comments of our post with your family dancing or you doing a dance routine, and you will be entered to win a dance lessons from Dance South here in town. I'm going to share my screen with you guys to give you a little example of what we are thinking, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to go ahead and...
That's right. You're going to win a summer session from Dance South. So you can use that for yourself or for your kids. So have fun with this and post some videos. And Megan is going to show us what she's talking about.
I can totally see Drew doing this, Mandy.
Oh, yeah, sure. It looks a little like Steve Randolph is doing it.
Well, it does a little bit. So that is a little example we have going on. Here's one more. Look at them. They have onesies on. Look at them go. Mom and dad matching. Kids in their animal outfits. All them cool cats and kittens.
I don't see it, but maybe others see it. So.
Okay, I think I'm done. I'm gonna exit out of this.
Okay.
Oh wait, did it show?
It didn't show, but post your videos. I know we'll show it in the post on Facebook. So, But today we are very excited to welcome Ray Render, who is with Congressman John Rose's office. Hello, Ray. Thank you for joining us. And you've got a lot of stuff to talk to us about stimulus payments and CARES Relief Act and SBA loans, and we're going to really tap into your expertise and your knowledge today. So, thank you for joining us.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I do appreciate that. Certainly happy to be with you. Just make sure, can you hear me okay on your end? So
we sure can.
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully everybody else can hear me too. So Ray Render, I work for Congressman John Rose here in the 6th District. As you can tell from my scenery, I'm working from home. The Sumner County Admin Building is closed. Mayor Holt has that closed for a few weeks until hopefully this can get past us. So we are also working from home. However, we are working. I live in Mount Juliet. Kim Mash, she is our caseworker. She lives in Gallatin. She's working from home. So if you need us for anything, even after today's session, feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We are working. We'll try to go to work on your behalf if there's anything you need from the federal government. So real quick, I'd just like to kick these off by, a lot of folks are working at home right now, just as all of us are doing. Take about 2 or 3 minutes to complete your census form. Please do that. There's so much driven off census numbers. So I'd just like to encourage you to take the time to do that. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes when you do it online. Fill that out, be done with it. You don't have to worry about it again. So just a few census numbers. Now we're going to try something here. I think I can share my screen. So we tried this earlier, and I want to try this again real quick. Let's see. So I'll have to have some feedback on. There we go. Real quick, if you're interested in what this is, you can go to census.gov and just kind of see where we stand. So the state of Tennessee tracking right along with the national average. I'm just quickly going to go, assuming my computer will quickly let me go. I'll show you Sumner County, and we won't dwell on this long, but I know you're probably interested. Oh, well, where's Sumner County, or where's Robertson County? So real quick, we'll zoom down and show that. So there's Sumner County coming up right here, and I know there could be a slight lag. So I'm looking at my computer versus the screen. So Sumner County is actually doing a little bit better than the state, therefore a little bit better than the nation is doing. Real quick, I know we kind of straddle the line here, so we'll look at Robertson County too, just real quick, and see what that looks like. So Robertson County, just a hair above the state there, so doing pretty good. But let's don't take our foot off the accelerator on the census. Let's please jump online, get that knocked out. It just takes a few minutes. So there's really a few websites I want to take you to today. I'm going to just keep sharing my screen as we talk about some things. So the first website I want to talk about, I know there's a little lag here, so I'm just going to give it some time to catch up. Hopefully you're looking at the irs.gov website. So this is the homepage for the IRS. So I know you've heard about the economic impact checks. Those have all started going out. We were just chatting about this a few minutes ago. Actually, my mother received her direct deposit overnight. So you should start seeing your direct deposits from the economic impact check. If you have questions about those, this second block down, I'm going to go ahead and click into that. So it says get info on your economic impact payment. So there's a lot of information on this page. We're not going to go through all of it. But I do want to say if for some reason your banking information has changed, or there's some information you need to update, this is the page you want to go to where it says get my payment. Once again, I'm not going to read through all of this, but that get my payment, you want to kind of read through that. Click on that. Some people have called us with saying, hey, I've changed banks since I filed my taxes last time. What do I do? Okay, there's the link right there. Some folks have called and said, hey, I've not filed. I make below the IRS minimum to file. What do I do? So non-filers, you can enter your information right there as well. So this is a key page. It's just one off the main page that talks about economic impact checks. So if you have questions, once again, I don't want to go through this, but I will click on it to show you. If you have questions about, like who's eligible and just some various rules and regulations of it, I'm not going to go through all these, but if you made $75,000 or less as an individual, $150,000 or less as a married filing jointly, then you're going to get the full either $1,200 or $2,400. It does ramp down some from there. I'd like to say that. So between 75 and 99,000, it would ramp down to $0. So if you made above 99,000 the last time you filed, so if you have not filed in 19, the IRS is looking at your 18 returns. Okay, if you have filed in 19, I'm going to say maybe a few weeks ago, not just if you did it last night, but if they have your 19 information, they'll be looking at that. So a lot of this information, it's all driven off of your last return. So keep that in mind. I know we're starting to get some calls already with people saying, hey, it looks like, I didn't get my child credit. Something's wrong with that, my dependent credit. So along with the $1,200 or $2,400 jointly, you would get a $500 dependent payment along with that. Now, let me say the caveat to that, and there was some confusion about that, and here's where we're getting some calls. The part of the IRS tax code, and I'm not going to go into all that, but the part that was changed, it states that the dependents would be younger than 17 years old. So what I'm saying there is 16 years of age and younger, that's what you're going to get the $500 dependent also in addition to your stimulus check. So if you had a dependent that was 17 or 18, whatever that may be, so if they're 17 and above, you're not going to see that. So that's causing a little bit of confusion. So I just want to clear that up. Maybe that'll save some phone calls and just for some understanding. So that's the IRS page. I won't spend a lot of time on that, but be looking for those. If you have questions, certainly feel free to give us a call back if you have a question. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to move over to now going to the Department of the Treasury website. I won't stay on here long because I'm going to jump over to the SBA page as well. But there's really two places you can find out what's going on with the CARES Act, how it may affect you as a local business person. And that's the Department of Treasury website, which I'm going to show you that right now, the SBA website. So on Department of Treasury, kind of why I like this one, there's a lot of things. I'm going to click on this red arrow, this red banner up here. It talks about the Paycheck Protection Loan Program. So when I click on that, it's going to take me to the next page, and I'll give time for this to catch up here. So there's a lot of information on one page, and that's kind of why sometimes I like pointing people to the Treasury website. There's a lot of PDF files right here. There's the application. There's some of the rules, some frequently asked questions. It's all in one spot. On the SBA page, it's maybe spread out over 2 or 3 different clicks, but on the Treasury page, it's kind of all right here. So I hit the red bar at the top. It brought me to this page, and then I just scrolled up or down this page to see some information. So a lot of it's in one place at the Treasury website. So I encourage you to look at that one. I'm going to jump over now, though, to the to the SBA.gov webpage. So a lot of information is here about some of the various loans. So on this one, what I might suggest doing, I'm hovering over the funding programs. Once again, that's funding programs up at the top side. So some of the coronavirus relief options are right here. That's an option. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to bring up that page. I know it's taking just a minute here to get to that page. So there's a lot of the different funding options that it mentions, and they're right here on this page. Not all of them are here, but still, once again, you've got to click through these to get to them. So the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, that's really one of the most popular ones right now. Let me say a little bit. Well, I can click one more page into that here. There's a little more information on the next page, but I'm not going to click into all of these items. You can see I'm going to just kind of stop here at the loan information. And this is probably the most popular right now. And why that is, it could be 8 weeks of debt forgiveness as a part of this loan. So it's driven off your payroll. So we do have some questions calling about, oh, well, I don't have a payroll. Well, if you don't have a payroll, this wouldn't apply. So what they're going to do, the formula, I'm going to kind of oversimplify things, but the formula would be 2.5 months of payroll times 1.25. That's really the amount of the loan they want to give you. So that's going to cover your payroll. You can also use it for utilities, rent, some items like that. And up to 8 weeks of that is, I'll say debt free. It's debt forgiveness. So this is a very popular loan. Congress authorized $350 billion. The information I got last night, I think, Mandy, I sent that out to you. We've used roughly about 250 billion of that. So there are Tennesseans participating in that. Some folks have called and said, well, I haven't heard of anybody getting that. We've had about 15,000 individuals in Tennessee, businesses in Tennessee that have used that. So the money is flowing. Now, Congress will probably, and I talked to Congressman Rose about this, he's very interested in this program, and he doesn't want it to run out of funding. So I think Congress is quickly going to have to look at putting some more money into this PPP loan program to continue it on. So I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not going to say if that's going to happen or when that's going to happen. I know he's personally interested in that. And I think really a lot of Congress they know how important this is to the small business owner. So a lot of information can be found right here on this PPP loan. I would encourage you to go to your banker, your lender, whoever you're doing business with now on the financial side. Go talk to them about that. They're going to be able to hopefully help you with that. Hopefully they're doing it's a SBA 7A loan. If they're not currently doing those, they can apply for that and start doing those loans if they choose to. So we do get some questions about, okay, my bank is not willing to do the 7A loan. What do I do? Well, unfortunately, and I'm certainly not trying to push you to another bank. I bank at a small community bank, but whether it's large, medium, small, whatever the bank size may be, if they're simply not going to do it, you would have to go to another financial institution to talk to them about that. I mean, some people may have had the misconception that the federal government is forcing banks to do this. That's not the case. It's still up to the banks if they choose to do it or not. Credit banks, credit unions, other financial lending institutions. So it's their choice if they do it. If they choose not to, and that's where you bank at, you may have to go to another, another business somewhere to ask about that. Understand then, though, they're probably going to take care of their current customers first. So, you might be second in line or third in line or on down the line there a little bit. We've had some calls about that. Once again, that's just the nature of the market. So anyway, very popular loan. If you have questions, feel free to put them in chat. I don't want to dwell on it. You can read a lot of it here. A lot of the Q&A is here, but it's very popular because of the debt forgiveness. It's a 1% rate on it. Really, if you only borrow what you need, it's all going to be forgiven. You really won't probably have anything to pay back at all. If you do, that can be spread out over 2 years. It can be paid back early. So there's a lot of popular things in that PPP loan, and I would encourage you to look at that first. Talk to your bank, talk to your lender, whoever your financial partner is in your business. Go talk to them. So I encourage you to do that, and that's the PPP program. So I'm just kind of going back to the funding programs. I want to mention another one that sometimes gets forgotten, and it's the disaster assistance one. And this is something that's ongoing with SBA. I mean, it's gotten some popularity here due to the coronavirus, and that's the one I'm going to click on as the coronavirus. This is the disaster assistance. So this loan has been around, and I might encourage you if the PPP route doesn't work out, you could always look at using this disaster assistance loan. So it's fixed at a 3.75 rate for small businesses. The good thing here, though, you can spread that out over 30 years. You can also borrow, I believe it does say in here, up to $2 million in assistance. So structured a little bit different. You can borrow more. I understand the rate is slightly higher. However, you can spread that out over 30 years. So this may be another route to go if the PPP either, for whatever reason you don't have payroll or you're having some difficulty with that. I might encourage you to look at this other loan as well. So a couple of different loans there you might keep in mind to look at. And once again, I won't dwell on that. It's all right here on the SBA website. I'm going back to funding programs. I'm going to click back over to the coronavirus, let that pull up here. Once again, there's kind of some icons down here. So another one that's popular right now is this EIDL loan advance. So I'm going to click on the EIDL loan advance, Economic Injury Disaster Loan Emergency Advance. So this could be an emergency loan to you for up to $10,000. We've had some people call in and say, oh, it has to be $10,000. Congress said that you're going to give me $10,000. No, it's not. It's up to $10,000. So please hear that. So you might want to get with the SBA, talk to them about this particular EIDL. And so it's up to $10,000, and this doesn't have to be paid back. So once again, very popular loan. You would have to qualify for it. I'm not going to go dive into all of these. So there's frequently asked questions. There's some things here you can read on the SBA website. I'm not going to take the time to do all of that, but read through that. If you've got questions, once again, feel free to call us. Talk to your, once again, talk to the SBA. A lot of y'all know Mr. Charles Alexander. I know he has come and spoke at the White House Chamber Luncheon before. He's probably the most popular man in about a 20-county region right now. So I'm sure he's busy, but I know he would like to talk to you if you have questions about SBA. He offices over at Vol State. He's probably working out of his home. I've not talked to him, but I think Mandy would have Charles Alexander's contact information. So he'd be a great person to get to know, to kind of maybe talk through some of these things as well. And we're happy to talk to you as well. Or once again, reach out to your financial advisor, your lending institution, your bank, and just kind of talk through some of these. So a lot of this information on the SBA.gov website. I won't go through it all, but a lot of it's there. Go through it. If you have questions, let us know. So I've kind of gone through Treasury, IRS, SBA. I will touch on one other. I'm going to go back to the IRS webpage. I'm going to go to the IRS homepage. I do want to click on the employee retention credit. We've had a few folks talk about this. So where to find that? It's the Get Coronavirus Tax Relief. As you scroll down through here, once again, a lot of great information on this page. This actually came out, let's see, I believe on the news releases, this came out on March the 31st. So I'm going to have to back up here. I'm just kind of going around their website. There's an archive for their news releases. I'm going to 2020. I'm going to March. And on March the 31st, there's the information about this particular credit. So it's an employee retention credit. If for some reason your business has been forced to close, I know we had a dentist that reached out to us. His business was forced to be closed due to the COVID-19. So this applied to him. It's a way to immediately start taking payroll tax credits to pay for up to 50% of your payroll. Once again, it's a way to keep your employees on payroll. It helps you pay half of their payroll, half of your payroll, and you can take those credits right off your quarterly payroll taxes. So I might have you just, if you're interested in that, once again, it's not 100% payment, but maybe this is something that's of interest and it would help you pay 50% of your payroll. So that's on the IRS webpage. It's the employee retention credit, So a lot of good things on a lot of these web pages. If you're home and have time, I might encourage you to kind of look around these different sites, kind of gather your thoughts from these sites, and then maybe talk to your, once again, financial institution, your financial advisor. You may have to talk to an attorney, may talk to your accountant. So a lot of folks to reach out to on these. I might encourage you to do that. A lot of the local state reps, a lot of the state senators, they're putting out a lot of information on their Facebook pages. If you follow them on their, they have some email blasts that come out nightly. That's probably a great place to find out a lot of what's going on at the state. Once again, we're at the federal level, so I don't want to intrude on them at the state level. But you might check with some of them. A lot of good information coming out there on the state level, so I want to throw that out to them. Real quick too, as you're home and looking through websites, we get a lot of questions a lot of times, such as state stuff. It could be unemployment right now. It could be unemployment insurance. A lot of information on the state site for that. I know that site is running slow. Mandy and I were both on a call yesterday. Commissioner McCord was telling us that's he's doing things, he says, in the next days to get that up and running much quicker. I want to say we're getting calls from people that are 1099 type employees. So you're a sole proprietor, you're a contractor, and they're having some difficulty with that side. Now, understand in the past, unemployment insurance was not available for those type of 1099 employees, and it is now. So they're having to stand up a site to handle that. So there is a section now on the state unemployment for self-employed. However, he taught like coming in a few days, there would be a special go-to part of that website for 1099 employees. So I know we're getting a lot of calls for that. There was an additional, as a part of the CARES Act, there was an additional $600 a week given to the states for unemployment with the caveat that they would include 1099 employees. So $275 is the max now for state of Tennessee, along with the $600 coming from the federal government. You could be receiving up to $875 of unemployment per week. And once again, 1099 employees would be included in that. So you go to their website, check it out. Understand the website is very strained right now at the state level, and he did mention that yesterday. So I said a lot. I've talked fast. I realize if you have questions, and Mandy, if we have time, I'll certainly take some of those via chat or verbally or however we'd like to do that. So thank you for allowing us to be here. Once again, we are working. Call us, email us. We'll try to answer any questions we can. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ray. That was some great information. We're watching for some questions to come up right now. One thing I would like for you briefly touched on the census at the beginning of your presentation, but remind us why the census is so important to our communities, how that funding is received and the difference that it makes, and why every single person counts.
Well, certainly happy to do that. And yeah, really, you do want to count every single person. Don't skip somebody. Don't assume they're somewhere else. If they were in your house, April 1, you want to count them. So there's so much funding that's tied, what comes down from the federal level, but even state level to local counties, maybe even from counties to local levels. A lot of that is determined by census. Opportunity zones, a lot of those census plays into that, where people live for some opportunity zones, and that's tax credit type stuff for small businesses. So it also, in our world of the federal government, obviously, once all of that data is out, so at the state and federal level, we reapportion all of the state House lines, the state Senate lines. the congressional districts. All of those would get reapportioned after the census. So at the political level, that takes place. But so much funding flows from census. So just don't skip it. Don't think it's not important. If your community, your county, our state wants funding, we need to get the census completed.
That's right. That's right. We encourage everybody to do that. And you mentioned our state and local representatives. If because we are in 2 counties, sometimes it's a little confusing to people who their representative is. If you're not sure on that, feel free to reach out to us at the chamber, and we will gladly connect you with either your state senator or state representative in our area. Dr. Kumar and Kerry Roberts and Senator Farrell Hale and Johnny Garrett are all representing us from the state level in our communities. And I know that they are equally as happy to help and try to direct their constituents, just as Ray and Congressman Rose's office are. If you need to contact Ray, we can connect you to his office. So reach out to us. And you mentioned Charles Alexander, who is a very good friend of ours and a very good friend of every small business right now. And we can get you in contact with him too. We do have a question about ages of dependents. Is it for 2019 on the credit? Do you know?
So what will happen? They will look back at your last return. So it will be the age of the dependent, at that return. So if it was 2018 and that's your last return, that's what they're going to look at. So it's maybe your question is, are they doing the math and then they're adding I don't think they're going to take the time to do all of that. I won't swear to that, but let's say they were 16 years old in 2018 when you filed that return. If your question is, okay, are they going to do the math and add a year to their, I really don't think the IRS is going to take the time to do that. So if you get caught in that crossfire somewhere, let us know. I think they're just going to look at that return, that 18 return, and say, okay, you're 16 and under, here's your $500 per child or dependent credit. If you're 17 and older, it won't be there whenever you filed last. So.
All right, I'm going to pop your number up here, Ray. If they want to reach out to you, they can give you a call. That's your office number. And like you said, you are working from home, but you are fielding calls and working probably harder than you have since you started in this position. I know that has been a common theme for some of the folks that are trying to offer assistance and be a resource for people.
A lot of phone calls, but we're happy to receive those and happy to help you any way we can.
Absolutely. I think that I have been on more conference calls in the last 3 or 4 weeks than I have in my entire life. So, but thank goodness for technology. It is keeping us all connected and informed.
Yes.
Well, thank you again, Ray, so much for joining us. We hope that May 1st we'll be back to some business, but if not, we may have you back on. And you are a very valuable resource to us here in the White House area, and we appreciate you and what Congressman Rose are doing for us in Washington as well.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you. I'm going to bring Megan back, and she is going to tell us just one more thing about her dance challenge. She got her video worked out.
Okay, I figured it out, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, I want to share it. Hang on. Here it goes. I'm sharing it.
That's right. We have a dance challenge that is going to post today. So here we go.
Here's an example, fun little example. Like, look at this family in their matching pajamas. Well,
they're so serious.
I know. Oh, here it goes. Ready? I challenge you, Mandy, to do this dance with your family. Wes, Cora, Drew, maybe get Robert involved.
There you go.
So I'm stopping it now.
All right, lots of fun. So video yourself or your family or your kids and post it in our Chamber Challenge for a chance to win a summer session with Dance South here in White House. This is our effort to recognize our small businesses and to throw a little bit of money their way and to reward our community for supporting small businesses. Tomorrow's show, I did not mention, but I want to. We have got Margot Fosnes. She is the Megan's pushing buttons, I'm pushing
Hey,
buttons. So, but
you know,
Margot is the Director of Economic Development for Robertson County. She's going to talk to us a little bit about unemployment, but more than that, she's going to talk to us about the places that are hiring in Robertson County. And believe it or not, there are quite a few jobs out there. So we want to make sure that we connect you with that. But if you have unemployment questions, Margot will be able to help. And if she cannot help, we will find the answers for you or point you in the right direction. So join us tomorrow at 12:30 to see Margot. And then don't forget about our virtual fashion show on Friday at 12:30. So at the White House Area Chamber of Commerce, we invite you to discover White House.
That was the best one yet.
Yay!